Hello all. All is not monotonous in this world. Our earth is full of rare natural wonders. In this episode of Why on Earth, we are going to tell you about the bizarre pink lakes around the world, which indeed looks like a milkshake, and tell you why on earth are these lakes pink. So welcome to yet another episode of Why on Earth, where we tell you the science-backed reasons for anything and everything in this world. In this video, we show you some examples of pink lakes around the world, the many factors responsible for the pink color, and a lot more. So stay tuned. We have all been to lakes. It is basically a geological depression filled with water and surrounded by land. They're not part of the ocean, but have you ever seen a pink-colored lake? Don't get me wrong, but we are talking about actual pink-colored lakes on our earth, and not some fantasy lakes in some fantasy world with unicorns. It's not that there's only one such pink-colored lake. The fact is that there are many pink-colored lakes spread across the world. Few of the examples include Lake Hillier and Hat Lagoon in Australia, Lake Natron of Tanzania, Maharlu and Chabahar Lake of Iran, Lonar Lake in India, Lake Ritpa in Senegal, etc., to name a few. Even though called as pink lakes, the color may vary from different shades of pink or red. But why do these lakes appear pink or red? This is when the organisms, called as algae, also called as a seaweed, comes to the spotlight. These are living organisms whose cells contain a nucleus enclosed within a nuclear envelope and which carry out photosynthesis, which means that they convert light energy into chemical energy that later on is used to fuel their activities. But the algae that we are talking about in this context is the one which produces carotenoids. The carotenoids are organic pigments of varied colors such as yellow, orange, and red. One such algae is the Dunaliella salina found in sea salt fields, named after French botanist Michael Felix Dunal, who first recognized the organism responsible for the pink color of lakes in France. These are well known for their antioxidant activity as they create large amount of carotenoids, and for this reason they are used in cosmetics and dietary supplements. This alga is considered to be the most salt-tolerant alga, and that is the reason why they are called as halophiles, which in Greek means salt-loving. They can thrive in high salt concentration, but how high? Well, as high as 35% of sodium chloride. Just so you know, the seawater contains only 3% of sodium chloride. So now we know that alga producing the carotenoids is a factor responsible. Now coming to the how. As we mentioned before, the carotenoids are organic pigments of varied color. To get the iconic pink or red shade, 3 factors are responsible: high salinity or salt concentration, temperature, and light. Once all these 3 are set, the alga accumulates red carotenoid pigment called as beta-carotene, the red-orange pigment abundant in fungi, plants, and fruits. One common vegetable that contains beta-carotene is a carrot, which contains around 0.3% of the pigment and yet has got such bright color. Compared to the carrot, the Dunaliella salina contains beta-carotene as high as 14%, which evidently is the highest in any organism. But why is such high amount of beta-carotene produced in this organism? It is a protective mechanism exhibited by the alga against the high amount of light. The beta-carotene coats the green chlorophyll, which is essential for carrying out the photosynthesis, thereby exhibiting the external orange or red or pink color. But it's not just the Dunaliella salina which gives the pink lakes its iconic color. We do have another character in the whole play, and that's the Halobacterium cutirubrum, which are single-celled organisms belonging to the domain Archaea, also have a role to play in this. Just like Dunaliella salina, these organisms are also halophiles and pink in color. They generally grow within the salt crust on the bottom of the lake. So the exact color of a lake depends on the balance between these 2 salt-loving organisms and of course the salt concentration. Now that you know the reason behind the magical pink color of these lakes, we hope you won't miss a chance to impress your friends with this fun fact. So have you been to a pink lake before? Do let us know by leaving a comment below right now.